pamilya. I mean, I know it's a big debate if children should take care of their parents, but one, Filipino tayo. Two, we claim to be a Christian nation. How do you honor your parents if you're not going to support them? But it's also true na kung may anak ka, may asawa ka, meron may sakit doon, education nila, it's a balancing act. But I'm really talking about families who really cannot afford to take care of their elderly and are forced to abandon them. Diba? So if you're forced to abandon them din naman, baka naman mas mahal pa, tapos less pa yung, I mean, I'm sure that they'll be taken care of sa home for the aged. But syempre, iba yung may pagmamahal eh. Iba yung pamilya mo mismo nag-aalaga sa'yo. So I would not mind strict guidelines on it, no? So let me shift. So Senator Pia mentioned yung mga children who have special needs. I'm all for the support. I'm just saying, you don't naman ship out your children with special needs to, you don't abandon them because parents talaga naturally take care of their children. Diba? But if you look at the West, not even the West pati sa ibang countries na rin sa Asia, diba? Pagka matanda, parang mas convenient na, pag may pera yung pamilya sa home na mas ala condominium o resort, pagka less ang pera, mas humble yung pinaglilipatan or ina-abandon na talaga yung matatanda. And even sa Facebook, di ba, napakalungkot pagka nakikita mong parang nagpapasan yung mga kapatid na panganay ka naman, pero may kita, ikaw mag-alaga kay nanay. O, bunso ka, pero ikaw ang may pera, ikaw ang ano, di ba? Kasi nga, it's not only about the money, it's also about the time, the loving care. But again, I won't go into that debate. I'm just saying, under the doctrine of parents patriae, di ba, that the government, di ba, can stand in as a parent. Ang matatanda, usually wala ng parent kasi namatay na yan. And yung anak is anak, hindi naman siya parent. So although I do believe that anak should support, that doesn't mean it's their primary. Di ba? I think even sa family code, di ba, you take care of your pababaata muna, di ba, bago pataas, no? Meaning yung anak mo muna, apo, bago sabihin yung parents. Okay. So, last topic po, stunting. Saan yung paper mo? Dito. You know, I'd like to honor the Singapore President Tharman. It's one of the most eloquent things I've heard in my life. I've been in public service since 1992 as a councilor in then and Municipality of Taguig, now City of Taguig. God has been so good in giving me the opportunity, been Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Speaker of the House. This is my 3rd term sa Senate, 4 terms sa Congress. I've been Vice Mayor for a short time sa Taguig. And I've listened to a lot of people, even in this room. I've learned a lot from senators even younger than me. Pero basically, President Tharman is a finance guy, no? So minsan natanong siya, and shinare niya lang to sa isang event sa Taguig. Tinanong siya na, ano yung may highest return sa lahat? And I think SecRex has also heard this, di ba? The finance people will say investment, so maybe infrastructure. Educators will say, hindi, dapat education. People in health will say, kahit maganda education mo, kung may sakit ka naman, no? But ito po ang exact quote ni President Tharman. The highest social return we can get on any investment comes in maternal health and in the earliest stage of a child's life, with the first 2 years in particular being absolutely critical. Critical, ha? Okay. That's the exact quote, but let me go a step further. Kasi ito yung sinabi niya. Kapag ka ang bata ay stunted, I think in English it sounds, I don't know why pag in English, di ba, parang ako asthmatic eh. So pagka mayaman kasi, may asthma ka, pag mahirap, hikain ka eh, di ba? So even in Tagalog, I don't know, because kung tinutukso natin siguro nung bata tayo, di ba, parang stunting sounds better than bansot, di ba? Pagka bansot, but actually, it's more of the medical description of the problem. So basically, ang sinasabi ni President Tharman na kapag ka ikaw ay stunted or may pagkabansot, so sabi niya, and he's not talk about the physical stunting, but the mental. So sabi niya, pagka ikaw ay stunted, may limit na yung pwede mong gawin. So kahit may scholarship ka sa college, if you're already stunted, baka hindi ka makapasok ng college. Even if PhilHealth says zero billing, may check-up na, every 6 months may blood test, lahat ng gamot, kung stunted ka na, wala na. Ito po problema when we asked the DOH last year. We've been doing the same thing, pero still 1/3 of our population is in danger of stunting. So sabi ko kay Secretary Herbosa, sir, di ba sabi ni Einstein, if we keep doing the same thing, but expecting the different result, that's stupidity. Now, there's a difference between kulang kasi pera. So for example, kulang tayo ng classroom, naka 2 shifts ngayon, so spend more money, more classroom, mag 1 shift, it might solve the problem, di ba? Pero there are certain problems, you just keep putting more money, but it doesn't solve the problem, no? So I will primarily ask this DOH, and I have a whole presentation about stunting, but since the DSWD is part of that group that takes care of the program of the first 1,000 days, and since EDCOM report for the first year yung miseducation, and to be fair to Sec Sani who's inside, hindi niya tinuturo kayo. Nung tinanong ko lang siya kung na-implement yung recommendations ng EDCOM ng, ano ba itong first year? 2022? 2023, no? So, nilabas to ata ng 2023, no? Tama? Yeah. So, basically kasi yung statistics show, saan yung 0% to 0 to 6 na? Basically, pagdating na nila ng grade 1, medyo malala na yung problema. So although there's need of better coordination between DSWD and everyone else and DepEd sa feeding, mas malaki kasi ang problema from 0 to 2 years old, no? So may I just know, one, has there been adjustments in your programs feeding and nutrition in the last year or 2 years, or are we putting kulang ba pera? Are you putting money on that? And then number 2, is it kulang lang ng pera, or is there something we should do that we're not doing? I'm just talking about sa DSWD lang, ha. So, of course, if you want to share, if you say other departments to do something else, no? Yeah. So when you're looking at that, ito yung statistics, it's from DOST pala kasi sila yung may nutrition survey. Children age 6 to 11 months, 12.8% yung prevalence of stunting. Pero pagdating ng 1 to 2 years old, it's 30.2% eh. So halos dumodoble, no? Hindi doble kasi hindi naman 36%, pero halos dumodoble. So the point I want to make during this budget hearing, if I can only speak once or twice sa budget hearing, paulit-ulit lang ako na can we address stunting? Pag hindi natin in-address ang stunting, may problema tayo sa future ng Pilipinas. Can you imagine 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 3 na Pilipino will be permanently handicapped because of stunting?
So, Mr. President, the Secretary explained the 3 interventions for stunting that they are really prioritizing. Number 1 is the supplemental feeding, and the big change in the supplemental feeding is they were able to fight for and get a bigger budget per unit. So before, it started with 17 pesos per serving, and now it's 25 pesos. The second intervention is
that's per meal, no? Per meal.
Per meal, yes.
And one meal a day, no?
1 year.
But for only 60 days, 120 days.
120 days.
So the budget provided was 120 days, but the Senate version recommended additional budget for another 60 days. So it now, and it was approved by the chairman, so 180 days. Kahit na maraming intervention ang gusto ng secretary na hindi in-approve ng chairman, katulad ng AIX.
Well, who's
Pero
older
ito-
ba? Who's older? Secrex or Senator Win? Yun ang problema, Senator Win, pag mas matanda siya nasusunod eh.
So as I was saying,
Hugot lang yun. Hugot lang.
nakadagdag tayo, dito naman nag-approve si Senator Sherwin kasi nga, I guess, consistent with his belief na it should be institutionalized yung intervention, dun siya
Yeah. Before you go
pumayag.
to intervention 2 or 3, just so that we can cut this discussion, because I think this
Well,
is,
3 is very fast. Multi-sectoral,
two muna.
nutritional, gusto mo sa 2? Okay.
no, sorry, 1 yan, di ba? 1?
The 1 was the supplemental feeding.
Yes. So
The value of 17 to
Yeah,
25 pesos.
can we stop there muna and discuss a little bit there? So, what's the science, or should I ask DOH? I mean, when do you get malnourished? So, like, should it be a 365-day feeding, or 120 is good enough? I know it's 3 meals a day. I know it's a balanced budget, but I'm just saying, hindi pwedeng pakitang tao na program, di ba? Na meron kasing ganito, bahala na kayo. What's the
180, kaya naging 180, year lang natin.
what's the science?
Oo. But, syempre, gusto natin 360. Syempre, pero hindi kaya. So, kaya it's in the daycare base, diba?
Yeah, this is
Oo.
the
That's why
central base.
hanggang 200 days lang ito. 180,
180.
okay. So, Mr. President, I don't think there's anyone that will object, no, to having a 365-day program if it's meant to be a really successful intervention. But this is an intervention that is community-based through the daycare centers. So, budget-wise, it was limited to 120 because of the budget. And now, when we increase it to 180, I also asked my team na bakit hanggang 180 lang, ba't hindi pa natin nadagdagan? Because na it is the delivery is community-based through the daycare centers when the kids have school, when the small kids have school. So we don't have the means yet to provide for it in another way. However, but that is also where the 4-piece programs would capture that, because under the 4-piece program is the first 1,000 days. So if the mother complies with the requirements, which is you and your child should go and have your postnatal check, your prenatal, your postnatal, and then your baby's monthly checkup, then they will receive additional subsidy for the first 1,000 days, which is 350 pesos per month. So those are the
So
programs.
if the problem of stunting is only this year, then everything we've discussed here, whether it's with SecRex or with Sec Herbosa or with Sec Sami, is good. Because pinapakinggan ko logical eh. Ang problema, hindi bumababa yung statistics. And siguro for the last 10 years, hindi bumababa ng 30% yung endangered sa atin. So, we can't just keep saying eto programa. Even if we're improving it, we have to solve the problem. So, there are about 500 of us who will decide the budget, di ba? Ilan ang kabinete? Less than 30. The president, congressman, a little bit more than 300, and 24 senators. If I go to each and every person who's going to decide the 6.7 trillion and ask them, guys, are you willing the 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 3 na Pilipino bansot? No one will say yes eh. Every single one ng kausapin ko sa 500 people out of 111 million Filipinos who are going to decide this budget will say, hindi address natin yon. So if Senator A here is, let's say Senator Bam is an education senator, and tomorrow he's going to hear Senator Bam, tomorrow you're going to hear about the feeding program. But let's say Senator Bam has 15 things about DepEd and 30 things about CHED. If I ask him now, willing ka ba na may bansot na Pilipino, especially kung 20%? He'll say no, we'll drop the others for that. if I ask Sen Win